We're gonna go ahead and one more again.
Going for the big shot. Can you make it nuts? Going ham with Superman. You too glad, man.
Okay, so today I shot 10 mil for the first time. I shot it against my duty weapon, which is a 40 cal SIG P229R. I do not like this gun. It is horrible. The trigger is the big thing. This will soon be out of service, and I'll be switching to a new duty weapon. And so I'll probably do some shots with that too. It's good to always practice, which today proves, because I do not like this gun so much that I really don't. I shoot everything else in my collection, and I really only started to practice with this, which bad me. Only practice this when it's time for me to do my quals. So today was a good exercise in practicing what you carry on a daily. So the thing about this, again, just so I do my triple rack, but this is empty and clear. The trigger pull on this thing is horrible, and that's a long pull. And then the reset here is still a long reset, but then when you go to pull it, it's actually heavier with that reset than just letting it go. That's one. Then you get that second click, and that's what I keep forgetting because I'm so used to shooting guns that have a light reset on that first reset. So you come right there and it should be easier to pull, but it's actually harder, and that makes you throw your shot. So I learned what I remembered later in my shooting, which I didn't even get on video, that that's right, I gotta let this one fully reset before I pull the trigger, and I had better groupings. Now don't get it wrong, I still hit my target. I shoot a smaller target than I actually do for quals on a regular, so my targets are smaller, so I'm still hitting within the target. It's just my groupings aren't like they are with my with my good old PSA dagger. So like my groupings with this are perfect, which I actually did. The range has like a little competition every now and again. They give you a little target and just see who at the range that they can shoot the best. So right now, unless somebody comes in after me, I think I'm winning. But yeah, my dagger, I swapped the trigger on it. But even before the trigger swap, like that Timney trigger, that reset is super light on the first reset, and not letting it go all the way to the full. But again, with this thing, you got to let it come all the way out, full second click, and then you can get a better grouping. But again, this video is about 10 mil, not trash 40 cals. But it does bring me to, this is a 40 cal round here. Unfortunately, I shot all the 10 rounds, 10 mils that I had. So I don't even have a 10 mil round to compare it to. It's a little, the casing is a little bit longer, and it's got a little more kick than the 40. But surprisingly, well, not surprising, because the two guns I shot, the 10 mil, had a better trigger than this, and that played a part into the shooting of it. I still was pulling to the left a little bit, I think, to kind of, once I saw the bite on it, I probably overcompensated for the recoil. If I had some more practice with it, I could, get honed in better. But I still, again, hit my target. I don't get it twisted that just because my groupers aren't the size of a fist that I'm just out here just throwing shots. I'm still hitting targets on a target that is just a little bit bigger than a sheet of paper, and where everybody else is shooting full pages targets that are like poster size. So yeah, don't get it twisted. I'm still hitting the target. I'm just not saying I'm a marksman or an assassin or something like that, but I'm still sending shots down range in the way that they need to go. But I shot the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10 mil. That one course, it got that M&P trigger in it. It was smooth. It gave me the feel of kind of like an FN 5.7. That's just my opinion. That one, it was good. So then I was thinking, because I'm shooting it against the SIG, let me go get the SIG 320 X10, which is the 10 mil in the SIG. That one, the RoboCop gun.
That fucking gun.
Yeah, that one felt kind of like what I always thought the RoboCop gun would feel like. You could tell, like, as soon as you picked it up, that this isn't shooting 40, it's not shooting 9, it's not even shooting 45. Like, you don't know what it's shooting, but it's shooting something. And like, to me, it felt like the RoboCop gun. And it had some kick to it. But I actually liked shooting that one better than shooting the Smith & Wesson. I did have one problem with it. Is that the trigger guard, not the trigger guard, I'm sorry, the mag release. The mag release was it's nice. It's a nice protruding mag release, but it protrudes so much that I think it interferes with my grip, at least the type of grip that I have. And so I kept dropping mags, and the first time it happened kind of spooked me a little bit. I just thought the mag wasn't seated properly, but I always tap and pull just to make sure that the mag is seated properly. So it kind of threw me off when it dropped the first time, and then that made me look and see that, like, yeah, this mag release is poking out there. Like, I got my micro dagger here again, and it's got a pretty. I like the poke there on that mag release. It's a pretty good one, but it does not interfere with my grip. Somehow I go this side of my palm to the frame, and that's just how I grip. And I put the rest of my on my support thumb, I rest my strong thumb, and that's my grip. That's how I grip. This is a micro, and this is a compact, and still same grip. This is just how I grip. But some reason, I don't know if it's just the placement or the size of that mag release, but it had me dropping the mag. Now, it does look like it's ambidextrous to where you could move it to the other side, but then that's going to be an awkward situation where if you're righty like me, having to reach over here to release your mag, so you got to come off your grip, I guess, and maybe you could press it with your middle finger, or you may even have to switch hands and press it with your thumb on your support hand, your left hand. So yeah, that I say is my only downside for the SIG 320 X10. I actually preferred that 10 mil over the Smith & Wesson. With the Smith & Wesson wasn't bad. It's just I don't know, the grip on it just wasn't all the way there for me. But that's a personal opinion. So but it's still a good shooting gun. So I could recommend either one of them. I would just be careful with the SIG with that mag release. If you before you buy it, if you're buying it in person versus buying it online, yeah, check that grip. Put an empty mag in it, kind of squeeze it, and see if you get the same effect. But other than that, if you know how to switch it out, or maybe get a slimmer profile one, that may help too. But yeah, that would be my recommendations on it. But 10 mil, you can feel the definite power punch of it. So it's trying to compare it to like a 40, 45. I feel like it's kicking harder than both than a 40 L45. So I think that's like the hype around it. And that's the reason I want to shoot it, because I've been seeing more people talk about it, and everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm getting 10 mil, and 40 is kind of phasing out. That's kind of one reason that duty weapon's going away, and I'm actually going to a 9 mil for my duty weapon. So yeah, I can see it. I can see the effect of it. Both of those 10 mils had 15 round mags. I'm pretty sure they they're gonna come out with like some competition style or some special ones that have some extended mags that might get you up to 17, 19 rounds or something like that, comfortably, because that casing is kind of big, so those mags are going to be kind of heavy, and so that may play a part into like an everyday carry situation or anything like that for a 10 mil. You want that punch and you want that stopping power, but you also got to think about things like concealment and just like your clothing. Like if you're wearing gym attire, you're not carrying a 10 mil with some gym shorts on. This is not gonna happen. No matter how, if they make them more compact or anything, it's still gonna be heavy. There's no way to lighten that up for that much power and recoil. You can't do a micro version or a subcompact version of the 10 mil. That's gonna be crazy. But yeah, like situations like this guy at the gas station where there's like 3 guys came in behind him, snatched his gun out his back pocket. Like there was no holster in that situation. It wasn't holstered, just sitting in his back pocket. Guys grabbed it, and I think it went outside after him and ended up into a shootout. Well, not really a shootout. It was a shooting because he didn't have a gun anymore. So it's just a shooting at that point. So that's things to think about as far as like carrying. You want that stopping power. You don't want the stopping power to be turned against you. So you got to think about how you're going to carry something that big when you start thinking about the hype of a 10 mil round and stuff like that. Is it an everyday carry round? Is it something that you just use at the range? Is it a hunting round? What are you doing with it? I, like I said, see the hype behind it. And I may get a 10 mil. It's nothing crucial to me that like, oh, I got to go get a 10 mil now. But like I said, I recommend the Smith & Wesson and the SIG if you do a little more research on that SIG. There was a third one I could have shot, but it was a Glock. So maybe I'll shoot that another time too. But yeah, I'll keep looking out for 10 mil. So I find one that just really interests me. Maybe if SIG does some refinements on that 320 X10, I may be looking at that more. Like I said, it feels like the RoboCop gun to me. I may do like my own RoboCop version. Maybe get it Cerakoted, kind of like the RoboCop gun and something like that. So I can see myself doing that. But other than that, appreciate y'all for tuning in, sharing, liking, subscribing. We keep moving. Trying to get 2,000 subscribers now. We broke 1,000 last year, so we just keep moving. But I appreciate everybody. So enjoy this range footage. I'm out.